ever watched your Risograph print come out crooked, smeared, or fully jammed and thought, cool, I just ruined everything? This video is for you. Risograph is not a clean, cute little desktop situation. It's physical, it's moody. In this video, I'm going to show you the 5 most common risograph printing disasters I run into, what causes them, how I fix them, and how to prevent most of them so that they don't eat your paper or your sanity. Oh, and one of these disasters involves the most demonic screeching sound I have ever heard a machine make. We'll get to that. Let's start with the one that can destroy your mood in about 4 seconds. Paper jams, or its evil cousin, the double feed. This is when the machine either grabs no paper or decides to chew on your paper like it is personally offended by your paper choice. A paper jam does not automatically mean that your file is bad. A lot of the time, it just means that there is a paper compatibility issue. Sometimes the paper is too thick, too slippery, there's too much static, too much texture, or the paper guides might be slightly off. And here's how I save it. Switch to a paper that you already know feeds well. I usually use a Nina Exact Vellum 67-pound text paper because it feeds reliably and gives me clean results. Fan the paper before using it. Just getting a little bit of air between the sheets of your paper can really help prevent double feeds. Run a tiny test batch first. Not 50 prints, but something like 5 to 8 prints. Because if your beautiful, fancy paper idea is failing, you'll want to know that immediately. And if you're printing in a studio, ask for help. Seriously, this is one of the most normal risograph printing issues on Earth. Misregistration is probably the #1 thing that beginners panic about. Why is this layer off? Why is it drifting? Did I mess up the files? Is the machine broken? And usually no. Usually risograph is just being risograph. Because Riso is a physical printing process. The paper moves, your ink drum moves, and layers build up over time. So tiny shifts are normal. And truly, learning that will save you so much suffering. Because the goal with risograph printing is not microscopic precision. The goal is controlled imperfection. So here's how I work with it rather than fighting it. Design your masters with tolerance. So that means trapping your color layers, using big shapes, and generally creating artwork that still looks good if the layers shift a little bit. Check alignment throughout the run, especially after a jam. And here's a distinction that helps. A tiny shift is normal. A sudden big shift after a jam or paper issue, you should probably stop and check it out. If your design needs surgical precision, Riso will humble you. Next is smudging and offset. This is when ink transfers from a print to the backside of another print, and suddenly your beautiful stack of prints suddenly looks like a crime scene. This happens all the time with heavy, solid ink coverage, slow absorbing paper, or stacking prints way too soon because you got excited. And honestly, same. Here's how I save it. Break up big solid areas when you can. Maybe use halftones or just less heavy ink coverage by using the machine density settings. Let the prints dry way longer than you would expect to. The Riso ink can lie to you sometimes and it can look dry when it's actually not, so let that ink dry. And if you absolutely have to move fast, you can interleave computer paper in between your prints. Or you can choose to spread things out a little bit more. This is one of those deeply annoying problems where patience is the correct answer. And I hate that for us. This one makes people panic because it feels personal. Your print comes out too muddy, too dark, too faint, and suddenly you're like, did I ruin my art? Usually no. Usually your file or your expectations need a little bit of adjusting. If your print ends up looking muddy with multicolored prints, try reducing solid ink coverage next time and maybe use halftones. Or also take a look at your master and make sure that you bitmapped any gray areas. I go into how to prepare your digital files for printing here. If a layer looks too faint, make note that this particular color may need a stronger file next time, and usually that means a darker or more contrasting color. Because Riso ink does not behave like it does in a normal home printer, every risograph ink can behave a little bit differently. So here's what I do. You might need to get a few prints in before your ink drum floods properly. You might notice that one color drum is drier than the rest of them, so it means that the machine needs to run through more prints before the ink floods into your master properly. And remember that a proof print is not wasted time. Proof prints are what saves you from wasting an entire run. And then we have the final category of risograph disasters. The machine is not being quirky. The machine is actually telling you to stop. And this is the section that I really want beginners to hear, because there's a difference between annoying but normal and something that could get really expensive and really ugly really fast. When I was printing this print, the risograph made the most demonic screeching sound. Which is not ideal at all. So here's the rule. If something sounds wrong, stop. If the machine suddenly screeches, grinds, or sounds way harsher than normal, stop. If the paper is repeatedly jamming in a weird way, stop. If your prints are coming out warped, torn, or obviously off, stop. Do not power through, and do not become the person who makes it worse out of denial. This is one disaster where the fix is not be brave. The fix is pause and ask for help. Okay, if you want to prevent most of the Riso chaos before it even starts, here's the checklist that I come back to over and over again. Design your masters with tolerance to misregistration. Make test prints and let your prints dry longer than you might think. If the machine sounds or looks wrong, then stop immediately. If you're watching this and thinking, wow, I'm doing everything wrong, no, you're learning a physical printing process. That's the deal with Riso. It's not precision printing with a handmade aesthetic on top. It is a messy, physical, unpredictable process that gives your artwork color, texture, and life. And sometimes, yes, paper jam hell. Yes, misprints are frustrating, but they are proof that you are actually doing the work. You are testing and experimenting, you're learning the machine, and you are making real physical objects in the world. And that is so awesome. So if you're in your Riso disaster era right now, you're probably not failing, and you're definitely not the only one. You're just in that messy middle part of learning the medium. If this video helped, tell me in the comments. What is the most annoying Riso issue that you have run into? Jams, smudging, misregistration, or something even weirder? If you want a quick Riso file checklist, just to make sure you've prepared your artwork just right for risograph printing, I put it together as a free download. The link is in the description. And if you want to see the prettier, more aesthetic, more successful side of this risograph printing process, watch this video next and I show you exactly how I print my print Strawberry Lake. Thank you so much for being here and I will see you in the next one. Bye.